message that was an error, everything else matches up. There are gaps in the conversations, which is concerning to me that they are not sequential. So the jury could be, I think the jury is left with a impression that these are screenshots. I think that's what several of us in the room thought when they were coming in. So without waiving my earlier motion for a mistrial, my suggestion would be, if the court, since the court has denied that the court craft a curative instruction to explain to the jury that these are not screenshots. These are text messages selected by the state, which are a portion of the text messages contained on a telephone download. I think that in fairness would at least let the jury know that this is, because for instance there could be more conversation between Megan Boswell and Bailey Hawkins. There could be more conversation between there, and it may not be relevant, but to make it look like they haven't had any more conversations between there, it's like they're talking about this and they're talking about it again. I think we just need for the jury to know that it's somehow, these are portions of conversations, and what the state is deemed to be relevant to their case.
And Judge, I don't have any problem with you giving them an instruction, telling them that's a portion. To the extent it anyway insinuates or infers that there's like stuff that's been left out that might otherwise. I mean, yesterday we were arguing about how cumulative everything was. I mean, part of the reason we didn't do that was to avoid having 20 pages of text messages read to the jury that had nothing to do with the case. So that's part of the reason why they were clipped the way that they were. But, you know, as Mr. Scott said, there's nothing that's been left out or anyway misleads the jury in any way. So I have no problem with the court giving an instruction as to explain what those messages, that whether they're taken from Facebook or Instagram or text, are. I don't have any problem with that at all.
I'll do that when we bring the jury back in.
Your Honor, so far as Exhibit 93 goes, would that be for the exhibit in dispute? Would that be for ID only at this point?
For this, at this, well,
I know.
I can't actually make it ID only at this point because it's been partially shown to the jury. I've got to talk with them about that as well. But what I will do is I will make it not published to the jury further.
Okay.
Okay. So Sherry, you need to make a note that 93 does not go back to the jury at the end of the proof.
Check to make sure the equipment is ready.
Jerry, and I don't remember where it was done. Was the motion for a mistrial, did we make that sidebar, or did you make that?
It was made from the lectern. It's in the record.
It's in, I just want to make sure. Okay. Stay ready to proceed?
We are, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Now, and I believe you were still on your direct of Miss,
Stacey.
Miss Erica
Stacey.
Stacey.
Yep. We'll go ahead and have her, if the jury's ready to bring them in.
Everyone stand. Maybe seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the delay. We had an issue that we had to get sorted. The last exhibit that was flashed up on the screen, the very bottom blue box contains some information in there that shouldn't have been put up. I'm instructing you not, if you read it, it wasn't there long, if you read it, I'm instructing you not to consider it for any purpose during your deliberations. Does each and every juror understand that instruction? If you do, raise your right hand. Let the record reflect that all the jurors raise their right hand. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you about, just very briefly, and I'm not commenting on the evidence at all. Some of these exhibits appear to be screenshots of conversations, either text, Facebook, Instagram, whatever other social media platform that there is. And they're not actual screenshots. They are snippets of conversations taken from a phone extraction that was done. Okay? And I just want you to understand that. Which means that it's not necessarily a sequential stream of conversations back and forth. Does everybody understand that? No? All right. I think that's it. I believe Miss Stacey was on the witness stand. You'll come up, Miss Stacey? Stacey, you're still under it. No, you're still under it. Sit there and speak up in the microphone. All right, go ahead, Jim.
Okay, thank you. Give Mr. Scott just a second to look at them. Okay, I'm going to pass you a document to see if you recognize it.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, and can you tell me what it is?
Messages between Maggie and myself.
Okay, and when you say Maggie, are you talking about Megan Boswell?
Megan, yes,
Okay.
sorry.
And what is the date of those messages?
January the 8th, 2020.
Okay, and is that a fair and accurate representation of your conversation with her on that date?
Yes.
Okay. We'd ask that be made exhibit number 94, please.
Mr. Scott.
No objection.
Permission to publish?
Go ahead.
Okay, see if I can make that a little bit bigger. Okay. So what does Megan tell you at 4:34 on January 8th, 2020?
That her and Hunter are for sure coming tonight, meaning church. We tried to come on New Year's, but there wasn't a service.
Okay, and what did you say in response?
I've been worried to death about you. Are you okay?
Okay, and then what did you say after that?
Did you and Evelyn have a good Christmas?
And then what did Megan say to you?
My phone is broken. LOL. We did. Did you all?
Okay. And the second part of that exhibit. And then how did you respond to Megan?
We sure did. I'll bring your presents tonight and give them to you. So are you and Hunter a couple?
And what did Megan say in response?
More or less, LOL. Ethan's leaving to go home tomorrow, so I won't have Evelyn tonight, but I'll bring her next week.
Okay. And what did you say to Megan?
Okay, what does Evelyn think of Hunter?
And what is Megan saying?
She's not really been around him much because Ethan's in and has had her a lot. He won't get another break until he's out in September.
I'm going to give you this one. I'm going to pass another document to you.
Okay.
I'm going to ask if you recognize it.
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us what it is?
Again, messages between me and Megan.
Okay. What's the date of those messages?
February 24th of 2020.
Okay. Is that a fair and accurate representation of the conversation on that date?
Yes.
Okay. We'd ask that be made exhibit number 95. Permission to publish.
Oh,
Okay.
90, before the 95.
Okay. So it looks like this happened after Evelyn had been, or you had been notified that Evelyn was missing. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you say to Megan?
Can you tell me who has or had Evelyn? I'm worried sick about her.
And then what does Megan say to you?
My mom did. That's why TBI was looking for that BMW and she's being questioned.
And then what did you say to Megan?
What did your mom do with Evelyn? The news said she wasn't with them.
And then what question do you ask Megan here?
Has she had her this entire time?
And what does Megan say?
Yeah, I'll talk to you later. I'm just trying to gather pictures of her, but thanks though.
Okay. Is that the first time she told you something different than Ethan
Yes.
having Evelyn? Okay. Please answer any questions the defense has for you.
Okay.
Ms. Stacey, my name's Gene Scott. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good, thank you for asking. It's my understanding you knew Megan through her dating your son, Caleb.
Yes, sir.
When did they date?
It was spring of 2019.
Okay, so how old was Evelyn the first time you met her?
Oh, goodness. I honestly do not remember. It was early spring,
Okay, so sometime around March. Is that a fair estimate?
March or April. Yeah.
Okay, so she'd have been somewhere 4 to 5 months old.
Yeah, I was going to say 5 or 6, maybe. I don't know.
Because she was born in November, so if it
Right.
were 6, that would put the relationship into May. Was it that
Okay.
late?
I want to say they started dating somewhere around April.
Okay. So, how often would you see Evelyn with Megan?
Anytime I saw Megan, Evelyn was with her.
Okay. And I'm assuming when you saw Evelyn with her, you never saw any signs of abuse or neglect. Is that fair
I
to
did
say?
not.
Were you able to ascertain the relationship between the two of them? Did Megan come across you as a loving mother?
It seemed perfectly normal. Most babies that age tend to cling to mom, and Evelyn did that.
Okay. What was Megan's personality like back then?
She was usually kind of quiet till she got to know us a little bit better, and then she would come in and she would just have normal conversations with us.
Okay. But at that point, she wasn't unfriendly.
No.
You described her earlier as being unemotional.
The one time that we were in the car together, yes.
That was different than her normal personality.
Yes.
You think you described her as unemotional? She could have been withdrawn. Would that be a fair assessment too?
Numb.
None, just,
Would be a good description.
okay. Just want to make sure I'm clear. Did you ever see any interaction with Megan and Evelyn where Evelyn wasn't dressed appropriately, she was dirty, or anything like that?
Mm-mm. No, sir.
Okay, so I'm assuming you thought she was a good mother.
I did.
When is the last time that you saw Evelyn?
September 11th, 2019.
Okay. Ms. Stacey, I thank you for being here and for your testimony.
Yes, sir.
Redirect.
No, Your Honor.
May she be excused.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Stacey, thank you for your testimony today. You're released from your subpoena.
Thank you.
Call you next.
Statement called Randy Wood.